had one of those mornings, actually, maybe one of those days where, things are just not quite going together. And if I didn't have the right disposition, I probably would be really upset right now. But so let me just give you some examples. Last night, I was trying to put socks on. And I had sandals on that were kind of like a, elevated sandal. It was kind of like not a wedge, but, they had a really thick heel. They're brand new. I just got them. And my feet were cold. So I was like, I'm going to put some socks on. So I take one of the sandals off and I'm standing up and I'm trying to put my sock on. And I'm trying to put my sock on my right foot. My left ankle, while still seated in the other sandal, decides it's going to turn and give way. And I literally fell. I crashed in a tumble to the floor and smashed my wrist. And I don't know what's wrong with my wrist now, but it hurts. And then this morning, I go and I reach into the refrigerator, and I usually have oat milk with my coffee. But this morning we were out, so I grabbed the almond milk, not realizing the cap wasn't on it, and I shook it all to hell, and it went everywhere in the kitchen. And I just could not stop dying laughing. I'm like, the comedy here in my life is just unfreaking believable. Hello, and welcome. Welcome, everybody. This is Gina, and we are doing something a little bit different today. I don't know if you've noticed, but my podcast has a new look and a new name. It's called Vitamin G Time, and I am super excited. I am evolving, and because I'm evolving, my podcast is going to evolve, and my focus is shifting just a little bit. I am super excited. Going to be announcing some big things coming here soon. And I'm hopping on here today to talk to you a little bit about why I started my own business and how this whole thing evolved. And if you're like me, you want to know all the juicy details. You want to understand. And so I'm here to break it down for you and tell you what brought me to this place in my life and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And the first thing I want to lead into is, and I apologize if you hear any background noise, I am not in my normal location for podcasting, but that's what I love. That's what I love about what I'm doing, because I can do it from anywhere. So I'm actually sitting in my kitchen right now. And if you listen to that little preview to this episode, my wrist is doing much better. Thank you very much. That was the other day. I recorded that. But I wanted to start off because anytime we talk about a business, businesses provide services, they provide products, they provide all different kinds of things. So we come into this topic of sales, and sales make me cringe sometimes. I'm thinking about, a sale, or a salesperson, or a slimy car salesperson. And I apologize if you sell cars, but I've met some slimy car salesmen, and usually they're out just like to take you to the bank and ring you. And so that's not the type of sales I'm talking about. But since I was about 20, I've been selling all kinds of things. I've sold home products. I've sold shakes. I've sold makeup and skincare. I've sold jewelry and vitamins and supplements and essential oils. And back when I lived in Texas, I sold real estate for 5 years, and I loved that. That was my favorite. Oh my gosh. And I'm actually out here in Southern California, and I'm going to be getting my broker's license here soon so that I can continue to do some of that on the side. I just love that. I love helping people find homes and things like that. But the one thing that I have never sold is my own intellectual property, my knowledge, my wisdom, my experiences, and teaching, from that and sharing with others all the things that I know, independent of a corporate environment until now. And let's be real, starting a business of some kind, it's going to involve selling something. If it's not an actual product, then maybe we create some kind of intellectual property or an experience that we are selling. And, I, I'm talking about this because success is different and unique for each of us. And what I'm loving most about having my own business right now is there's several different things. I'm going to kind of run through those and you can tell me if any of these resonate for you, but I make my own schedule. I'm in charge. And if I don't feel so great one day, I can take a rest or I can take the day off and do what I need to do to take care of me. I do work on my terms. I choose my my projects and my programs. Product too, I guess. I get to choose product, program, whatever you call it, and what I devote my time and energy to. And I'm super excited because later this year, I'm planning to start building a team in my business, which I'm so freaking excited about. And when I say team, I'm not talking about what I'm talking about is I need help because I'm a one girl show right now. So I'm going to need some help to get this podcast better produced, and probably some other things too in my business that I just need extra support and help with. So I'm super excited about that. I've always had a team in my corporate environment and corporate world, and I love collaborating and having partners in the work that I do. And the next thing that I love is that I just get to work wherever I want. Obviously, I'm working at home, but I'm also able to take it with me anywhere I happen to be during the day or wherever I go, if I'm traveling, what have you. I get to consume and read all the things that I love and vibe with as it relates to what I'm creating and doing. And I'm constantly researching. I'm reading books, I'm watching YouTube videos, I am plugging into other podcasts to learn. And I'm really striving to bring the very best of the best to you. And the last thing, and I'm not there yet, but it excites me and motivates me every single day. And I'm working towards this goal, and that is that I can afford anything I want. And ladies, I am not talking about material, like going crazy with material things. I'm talking about having your own funds and being financially independent, regardless of who or what else is going on around you. I always want to be in a position where I'm in charge and I give myself permission to spend my hard-earned money on how I choose to spend it. And I have not had to ask for permission or do any of those things for a very long time. It's probably been over a decade now. And I want to inspire other women to be able to do that as well and show them how to do that. And the way I like to think about this is abundant resources. And abundant resources to me means that I have everything I need and I'm actually able to help others too. I'm able to pay it forward. And at this stage in my life, I'm not worried about having the most expensive car or $1,000 shoes or the, fine furnishings and expensive, material, things. What makes me the most happy is my bills are paid on auto pay every single month and I don't worry about the account balance and that there's enough to cover everything I need when I need it. And also having the ability to travel and create fun experiences for my sons and my family, and when we get to go and do things and create fun memories together that are going to last a lifetime. and being able to help them as well and help others. And I've worked in corporate for over 30 years. And I will say this, corporate was good to me. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years in my corporate career. It allowed me as a single mom to pay my mortgage and to take care of my life, my sons, my family, myself. I was able to meet and work with the most incredible people. And I absolutely loved what I did. I was director of learning and development in my last role. I loved my team. They were like family to me. But in this stage of my life, I'm actually looking for something more. And this looks like all the things I've mentioned before, but specifically flexibility, having that freedom of time and having the choice and option to make more money if I choose. At my corporate job, and if you're in a corporate job, you probably can relate to this. Once a year, I would get called into a meeting and they would tell me what my merit increase was going to be for the next year. And I was a bonus eligible employee, so I got a bonus if we did well. But the one thing I realized in the last meeting I had, which was just about a year ago, and again, I am so appreciative of all the merits I've ever received, but I realized how limiting it felt for me. And for the first time, I was questioning, why am I limiting myself? Why am I just settling for this? Could there possibly be more? And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about all the other things, the freedom of time, being able to make my own schedule, being selective of the type of work and projects that I want to work on, and having that mental space freed up to create and put something good out into the world. And not just for one company, maybe for multiple companies and for my own company. And how could I expand my reach? And for me personally, because this is just who I am and it's part of my nature, I need to be doing something that is helping others succeed and achieve their goals. So, going back to how I started this business, how this all came about, how I evolved, um, and most of you know this if you kind of follow me or if you listen to previous episodes. I moved to Southern California in October of 2021. And I kept my corporate position at that time. When I moved out here, I moved from Texas. The company allowed me to just transfer to a different office location out here. And moving out here, I quickly realized I was going to need to find ways to make more money in order to maintain the kind of lifestyle I had in Texas. And mainly, it's the housing out here, y'all. It is outrageous. A home that you can buy in Texas for 300,000 goes for 900 and up here, just depending on the precise location. And especially here where I'm at in the Southern California, the Orange County area. There's other areas, it's less. There's other areas that's actually more. But the housing differences alone had me looking at what I could possibly do. What could I create? And for a while, I had been following numerous women business owners and learning what they do, observing, kind of watching to see how they navigate things, see what they offer, see how they run things. I took courses, I got certifications, I hired coaches to help me figure this out and train me because in my corporate job, I didn't do a lot of marketing per se. Marketing and sales were not really in my wheelhouse. I did learning and development for an insurance company, and it was just different. So, but as I started to learn and dig in and really try to figure out how could I run my own business. First of all, I realized what the gaps were. I had so many questions. And I realized that I was having some mindset issues, y'all. Fear, I had a lot of fear to get over. I was still working my full time job during the day and working on my business at night and weekends. And I kept going back to this thought process that, how could I do this? How could I need security and stability. How could I give this up? And how would I get health insurance, for example? That was a big question that I thought. And it felt like burdensome to me. I don't know how else to explain it, but it felt like a weight over me. And I was like, how could I leave a job where I had all these benefits and I was making over 6 figures a year? And one of the things that started to happen in my corporate job was pivotal. In August of 2021, things started shifting at work and it was really starting to be alarming. We had gone to Dallas in July for a big leadership conference. And then after that, and that leadership conference was amazing. It was like, rah, rah. And, it was big. There was like 300 people there. And then we go back, and then in August, things really started shifting. And I was director of learning and development. I mentioned that earlier. And my team was onboarding new hires and teaching all kinds of classes. And they told me and my team to stand down and stop training. And I mean, we couldn't just pull the plug and abandon all of our new hires in class. So there was that dynamic going on. Like, we have to do the right thing. We have to help these people get onboarded into their jobs. You can't just throw them out there and do nothing. And then they went into a hiring freeze mode. And then the writing was just on the wall. Something was up. And we didn't know, exactly what. And I'd been with this company for 23 years, but something was not right. In late October, I was suddenly called into a meeting one morning and notified my job was eliminated and my last day was November 9th. And my job, along with a few hundred other employees, was eliminated, and it was at that time that I realized firsthand nothing is guaranteed. And the security and stability I thought I had was ripped right out from under me. And I decided right then and there, I have to go all in on my business, on my goals, on my dreams, and make this a reality. And I didn't know how I was going to do it all. I'm pretty scrappy, y'all, though. And I am a find a way, make a way kind of person. And so that has been part of my journey, and getting to this place. And I hope this kind of helps you understand a little bit about, how I've started and what I've been doing and how I've gotten to this place. But that I want to use all of my knowledge, skills, and experience to help others get to where I am and get to a place where, you're thriving and you have this ability to create something that is yours. Because the only thing that's secure is the things that you have internally and you create for yourself. And I'm not sure if this inspires any of you, but I only have 2 years of college and I did not get a formal degree. And I've always, managed that. I felt like in some cases that it was a downside because people, they judge you and things like that. But I have 30 years of experience, running operations, learning development, building teams, and helping people to become the best that they can be in their jobs. And now I'm translating all of that into a business that helps women. And so I'm super excited. I cannot wait to share with you some of the different things that are coming up. But I wanted to hop in here really quick and just share a little bit about my journey, what's been going on, and if this, in any way inspires you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will put you on the list to get first notified of all the new things that are coming out. And, enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope you are leveraging change for good. Be blessed.